Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the West Coast Trios Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Tony. Again, with my tag team partners, we got Mondo. How are you, Mondo?
Doing good. Fakely getting some rays out in the back.
Hey, looks like you're in paradise today. And speaking of paradise, welcome, coming back from paradise. We got the Cali Rattlesnake. How we doing, Miguel? Welcome back.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm doing good, doing good. Had a very long week of partying, so I'm still kind of trying to recover, but nonetheless, I'm ready to get into this wrestling with y'all. So let's get it.
Let's get it. And
Let's
quick,
do it.
before we go on, just a quick shout out to Richard for stepping in and tagging in last time around. Hope we get to see you again soon, buddy.
Hey, yeah,
But in
thank
the
you to my
meantime,
tag team partner Richard for stepping in. I appreciate it.
cool.
There we go.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Let's go, buddy. And then
And I think we
hopefully
did have
maybe
one of
later
those Hulk Hogan rubber dolls, bro. Just looking at those photos.
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah, I think we did. Remember we
I
would
never
bounce them
had
off
that.
on the ring?
I never had that. I only had the Ultimate Warrior one. I
on.
probably had like four of them, four of the same, but
I remember
nonetheless,
we
I
had
had
the
them.
then we had the like little ring, right, Mondo? And then
Yeah.
we played with them, and then all you see is like you get the broken arm, and you got wrestlers wrestling with one arm, and it's just weird.
Versus the
we did
Ninja Turtles. We don't know
today,
how
too,
that
back
got in the mix, but then I guess because we saw WCW, they made their little appearance there.
Dude, when KB Toys came out with the wrestling toys, it changed the game for us.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, rings and and you're absolutely right. Then you have Ninja Turtles, you're like,
And you're
all
like,
right.
Yeah.
What if Matt
I feel like Dark
Matt
Helmet over
Hardy's
here.
injured and I need Donatello to step in real quick,
Cowabunga. One of the best ones was the Wrestling Buddies. Remember, Mondo?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man.
Oh, just Ultimate Warrior.
It was just Ultimate Warrior. Who had
Yeah,
Macho Man?
Was it the bigger ones?
Yeah, it's the one that's like
Mm.
yeah, it was a little bigger. We were trying to get, I think our dad was trying to get us a Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan was like the
Always
most
sold
popular
out.
one.
Mm.
But you know, in the mean, like I think we should have gotten the Macho Man or maybe even Ted DiBiase. I think that would have been so cool too. But Ultimate Warrior was I think still in the backyard, backyard wrestling out there. But yeah, get yourself some toys, folks. It's fun.
Yeah. Toys are good.
Toys are good. Toys are fun. All right, so let's get into it. We talked about Monday Night Raw coming up, or this past Monday. We had Roman Reigns continuing his pursuit to fight off, or at least to try to get Jacob Fatu to acknowledge him. This time I got it right.
Yes,
I kept on saying, the other name. So it's Jacob.
Which is kind of right, because one of the Usos, his name is Jonathan.
Yeah, low-key, yeah.
Yeah, low-key.
I was naming Jimmy Uso. That's his name actually in real life. It's Jonathan Fatu, but we'll go with Jacob for now. I thought this was really cool. The people, the crowd, it's a little weird to me because the dynamic, because yeah, people want to cheer on Jacob Fatu, but then you want the OTC to come out, and I guess the Usos try to interfere at the beginning and try to get to him to Jacob, and then Jacob fought them off, and as they were fighting him off, I don't know if you guys heard it, people were chanting for the OTC, like, oh my god, they really, this guy's on another level. When he finally comes out, the crowd just popped, and I was just like, wow, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy? People love the OTC, and it's been a while. And then you got them all jacked up on the ropes, the super kicks after super kicks, and Superman punches after Superman punches, and at the end he got speared off, and lo and behold, he was about to get fired, but he's like, you know what, tribal combat. That's what he wanted to do, and that caught Roman Reigns' attention, and you know what? I think he's like, yeah, let's do it. What did you guys think of that, Miguel? That first segment there.
Yeah, no, I mean that first segment was pretty good. We were speaking with your brother a little bit earlier about some of these storylines and not where we want to see it head, but how much airtime are we giving them? And I think this is one of the stories where you hit it right on, where we're getting lost in, we don't really know who's good, who's bad, which is great, but let's light that fire by not repeating it so much. Let's let the storyline breathe, right? It's kind of like a lot in music, right? You don't want the music to hit constantly, right? You want that pause of like, oh, okay, that kick is not there anymore, like it's giving me a time to relax. And I think this is where this needs to head. But it kind of is showing no signs of slowing down, to be honest.
Mondo, you feel the same way?
I feel like there's no signs of slowing down. I totally agree with Miguel. We were talking about this earlier. Just to reiterate what Miguel was saying there, it's good to see, but you're right. I agree on both fronts there. You don't know who is the face, who should we boo? But that's the beauty of it. You're building the next star. It's a shame that it has to be within the family. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna say since episode 1, since day 1, oos. That's me, truth teller here. You guys like it? You don't? Comment down at the bottom. Let me know what you guys think. We want to know what your guys' opinions are, and we welcome that. We welcome the challenge there. But this is so good. Too bad it's only coming at the expense of others, because they could have done this with other wrestlers. Could have done that with Kobe. I'm thinking about Kobe Bryant, Cody Rhodes. Exactly. They could have done that with Cody Rhodes, but you know what? He didn't get the little nudge from the chief there, and look where his star is kind of going. It's kind of fading away in obscurity, But I'm glad to see, like, hey, we're putting somebody else out there. But again, great to see. I just wish they could have done this with another wrestler, like an LA Knight, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Still. Oh my God! Give me 1 second here, fellas. Jesus. Fuck! I hit the wrong button. I was looking for the LA Knight fucking thing and it transitioned somewhere else.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. And that'll be good. That'll be good. But yeah, it's something that they do need to work on. And again, it's a damn shame that they can't build wrestlers when they need to, but they're building wrestlers that don't really need that push because the name is already synonymous, and they're going to do great in WWE. And I'm talking about either the OTC, My Family Tree, all those guys. All that bloodline is rich, and I know they're going to do just great. But let's start building on other talent.
True.
And that's my 2 cents.
Cool. And I feel, they're continuing this storyline. Let's see, Clash in Italy. I got it right this time. Clash in Italy. Hopefully, I think we mentioned that the OTC was going to win in Backlash. And we can talk about this later on, but I feel that might happen again this time around. And this will probably drag out for another couple of months, and I do believe it'll probably culminate at SummerSlam.
Survivor Series. That's my take. Survivor Series, the family
Survivor
feud.
Series. That could be Survivor Series too, as well. Just to prolong, like you said, the 4-on-4 concept, which I love. But at the end of the day, the OTC and Jacob Fatu, the story still continues. And I just feel like there's more. There's still some more that they want to give into the story, and we're all for it. But like you said, Mondo, yeah, later down the road, hopefully they give the rub to somebody else too. I think right now it's Jacob's turn, and hopefully he takes advantage, which he is right now, and then hopefully he goes on into something else later down the road. But for right now, he needs to make the most of his opportunity right now, and he's not slowing down right now. And then what was that, Miguel? All gas, no brakes.
I forgot. Dang, he says another word after that, but yeah.
Yeah,
all gas, all gas, no brakes with it. Yeah.
Okay, so on to finally we get the first match. It's a street fight between JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Another good solid match. Kudos to JD McDonough, busting out those flips, out there, and I thought it was pretty brutal and hard hitting sometimes. And I thought it was a really good match. Considering the fact that it was a street fight, I think that JD came out and showed what he has. It was I think Michael Cole called it the rubber match. And Armando, I know you called it like, hey, how many times have we seen this match before? I think you're right. And
Don't think you know I'm right.
And at the same time, I think it's time for them to move on into something else.
Yes, please.
So, Mondo, you wanna talk about that real quick?
Not really. You just summed it up for me. End it quick, please. We've seen enough.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
I feel the same as we were just saying with the same story. It's like, hey, listen, it's not that we're sitting here criticizing the wrestlers themselves. Of course, they're putting on some great matches, but we can't just keep having the same matches over and over and over again when you have a full roster in the back waiting. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and I do feel like, well, what was it? Backlash? It wasn't it Balor and Dominic? Was that right? My right? So who does he go after now? Like does he go after another title? Does he go and fight with somebody else? It's a I guess they're kind of like in purgatory right now, so to speak, because they're kind of like synonymous with each other. And then afterwards, let's try to find something else for them. It'll be difficult, but overall, just talking about the match itself, I think the match was really good. And I do feel like they made the right call with having Finn Balor go over JD McDonough right there. So if everything was said, cool. I guess we could probably move on to Sol Ruca and the man. They had a little spat back and forth. I think this is again the old lion versus the new lion. In this case, the man, Becky, just saying, "Hey, you're not ready."
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, Sol Ruca is just like, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna snatch your soul with her finisher." And it turns out they're gonna be fighting on Saturday night's main event coming up. And I think it's another good look for Sol Ruca. Going back to what you said, Mondo, like you want to see something fresh, you want to see something new. And I think the women's division right now with Sol Ruca, I think they're really doing a good job trying to push her, even though she's lost and she's unproven. They're doing something with her and trying to push her up there so that way she can get that experience at the moment. So, Mondo, how do you feel about them going into SummerSlam, Saturday night's main event?
If not Saturday Night Live,
live from New York.
It's live from New York. No, I agree with you, man. So much potential with Sol Ruca. Promo was a little stiff just coming out from her. I feel like, we know they got to read the promos there. Just let her do her own thing like she did in NXT, and she'll come out natural. We were talking about this earlier too. Great stuff. And you're right, she's on a losing streak. So if she were to beat Becky, that's one thing. But coming off that losing streak and beating the man, so what does that say? You can't beat the roster over here, but you can beat the best of the best. Like, I really can't buy that. So on Saturday night, I can't even say it either. Saturday night's main event, I'm gonna have to go with the man on this one. I think Sol Ruca will go on a losing streak, and I think that'll develop into a storyline of redemption, and we'll see that in the upcoming months.
Callie, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with Mondo. That kind of seems in line or fair enough. I have the man winning as well, and kind of seeing Sol Ruca's character develop from there. Because she was on a high, being at NXT and winning, and now you're in a whole different league, different ball game, and it's a perfect time for her to get introduced to the women's division, but now start developing her character for the big leagues.
Cool. And I feel I feel maybe Sol Ruca is gonna get another a lesson in women in the women's division this time around. I think the man might go on top as well here. And it's another, again, like you said, Mondo, character development, making sure if she's the losing streak, how is she gonna overcome these losing this
This
losing streak.
obstacle, yeah, you're right. And it's
So,
a clean sweep for the man. We all agree. So we should put that forward.
Give me 1
So-
second, y'all.
Hit
I'll
the
be
broom.
right.
Okay.
All right, no worries, buddy.
Yeah.
It's all good. Speaking of trios, we are the West Coast trios, and we had a trios tornado match between the OG Grande Americano and Julio and Bruto versus El Grande Americano versus Bravo and Rayo. This match, they did everything they could in this match. And I'm gonna wait for Miguel because I have a question to ask him, and obviously I got a question for both of you guys. But this match was really good, not like the greatest, just because I know they're trying to set up AAA, their main their
pay-per-view
coming up, and unfortunately, like, it's really more synonymous with the Mexican crowd. The crowd during this match, and I don't know if you remember, Mondo, if you listen, it was very quiet because they didn't really know what to make of it. And or like, we mentioned it in the beginning, like they know who they want to root for. They know who they want to see. But then it's not that they didn't want to see them. They just didn't know who to root for. But then near the ending of the match, that's where things started, picking up. And then at the end, when they started putting the little metal thing in their mask, that's when you started seeing like, hey, all right, we got something happening here. The crowd kind of picked up at the end. But I kind of felt kind of like, oh man, like they're giving them these men are giving them their what I put out here. I think the crowd wasn't hot, but they appreciated what they brought to the table. And it was a good win overall for Grande Americano and Rayo and Bravo right there. So we're trios. There was a trio tornado match. What do you think about the match, Mother?
I thought it was a lot of fun, and you're right. Crowd was they couldn't make what they were seeing, but I think that's an issue sometimes with the WWE universe. They're not accustomed to seeing this type of matches, and slowly but surely they're gonna, like you said, it materialized into something towards the end, because at the beginning of the match, like I said, just beginning to end, it was fun, it was good. But let's get down to the point. It was a lot of fun to see. Crowd may not have gotten into it as they should have, but like you said, they're being the constant observer, feeling things out, and they're like, hey, we can get into this type of trios thing. We can get behind, these guys over here or these guys. Ultimately, and like you said, it materialized into something great towards the end, and I feel like exposing more of these teams in a trios fashion can be beneficial to WWE. And I know we've been saying this since we first discovered trios titles back like in Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, there we go. We got the belt right there. 1/3. We need to get our own. Actually, that's Miguel, so we both need to get one. We can.
No, we both need to go. You're right.
So we can show them off. But yeah, I think sooner or later we will be seeing a little bit more trios there, and I'm glad we're able to see that in WWE. And let's see if they can capitalize on that, because they got something good. Like I said, match was fun. Again, crowd was not into it. It was towards the end, which was a good thing to see. And it's good when you get the pieces together towards the end, and it wasn't like, hey, crowd not into it, we're not going to see nothing. But then they picked it up. See,
yeah.
Again, fan base may not be there, but in time they did pick it up, and good things do happen. So let's see, knock on wood, more trios matches for WWE.
And that would probably solve some of the issues that they have with the tag team division. And like you said, Mother, like, there's more to it than just 2-on-2. You could do it, or trios tornado tag, or just a regular tag. And when we move on later on to the other side of the grass, then that's where they thrive. Because they
You can
know
say
how to.
AEW, dude. Don't be afraid. Don't make it seem like the other side. Don't do that. That takes away from everything as a fan. Like this other company. Don't do that. You're a fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't dismiss the other company like that.
It's not, but
It
I
is.
feel you. I feel you.
The other guy's
So
over here. Okay.
AEW.
Yeah, it's okay to say it. I know
AEW.
you're a mark, but let's be fans. But if you want to be the mark, okay. But I'm just letting you know, equal playing ground. I'll say WWE.
But yeah, we'll talk about them. We'll talk about AEW in a little bit, and how well they actually do a much better job when it comes to those type of matches, with the trios matches. And the question I was going to pose, since now you're here, Miguel, we talked about the Tornado trios tag team between the OG Americano and OG Grande Americano and Julio and Bruto versus El Grande Americano and Rayo and Bravo. With that match happening, breaking news, obviously, with El Grande Americano getting arrested for battery. What are your guys' take, Mondo, when it comes to something like that? And then we'll get your opinion, Miguel, because I know you're focused on AAA a little bit more than we are. But Mondo,
There's
damn,
a lot of
what the
stuff
hell?
coming out from that whole incident. Happened this morning, 6:30 or whatnot. Him going in an elevator, getting a little intimate with his girlfriend, and at the time when the information came out, they said that Ludwig Kaiser attacked the guy for no reason, but there was more information later on in the afternoon that the man threatened to call ICE on his girlfriend. Yeah. So, if that guy did that, I don't know. Again, this is just, hearsay at this point. But if that gentleman did that and threatened to do that to, his girlfriend, I'd be pissed off too. Like, what the hell, man? There's no reason for you to do that. Stick up for your lady, go for it. So if that is the case, again, I don't have all the information. It's not 100% set in stone, but if that did happen, then I'm 100% behind them. And that's my take on that.
Miguel?
Yeah, I mean, I just think in terms of the situation, everyone's got to do what they got to do to feel safe and feel protected. But in terms of what happens for AAA, it just kind of sucks because he was such a big storyline right now for that promotion, and it wasn't just a storyline. They're interested in it too. That's the other part, right? Not only can you have a storyline, but the fans have to be in it, and they just love it. They're loving that. And what's gonna happen now? I'm not saying that it's a end all game. Thankfully, they have the Undertaker, who's doing a great job with AAA. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen in the next few weeks.
I feel like it's a bad look. And if you saw the mugshot, you could tell that, you could see it in his eyes that he's like, there's a lot riding, based on what's happening. And like Miguel said, there's that big match. Mondo, you mentioned it too. It's like, you're sticking up for somebody. I think I would have done the same thing too. Like you said, Mondo, if you're talking smack about your girlfriend and what was he in Florida? I think it was. And, people can be a little, when it comes to other races, it's a little different story out there.
With the political landscape going on currently, yeah,
and it just sucks. And as a man, Mondo, as a man, you have your wife. Yeah, anybody talks smack about her, obviously you're gonna be out there kicking their ass.
What was that, Tony? Oh no, sorry.
And you'll stick up for your woman. That's you're being the man. Not being macho or anything like that. You're just being, hey, this is my lady. Well, how dare you talk shit? Yeah. So that's the case.
It's a forgotten value sometimes, because I don't see anybody sticking up for their women.
And
Mm.
I don't, I think at the same time, yeah, it looked bad in the beginning because you're like, oh man, you got this big gigantic match, but like Mondo, if you said like how you said it, all these details, maybe not 100%, but if that's what happened, I'm with you, bro. I back him up 100%. So
Yeah.
let's see what happens, and hopefully we get an update from AAA Miguel very soon, and then
Over the weekend, they have a show on Saturday, so that was show coming up obviously during the summer that they have their WrestleMania coming up too, so or their WrestleMania show ish, but he was supposed to be part of all that. Again, we don't want to speculate. We don't know if he still is or not, but yeah, we'll keep you guys posted.
Okay, moving on to backstage. LA Knight.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Talking smack to the Usos and not waiting. Again, I think he kind of messed up right there. And he called it the Ufalafa instead of the
Oompa Loompa.
Ulafala. And then you could see Jay, I guess Mondo, the term, he was kind of gooning right there for a minute. I kind of laughed too because, like you said, it's just what did you say when we talked about it what did you say about LA Knight?
Oh man, no, you don't give up. You don't give up a leap. I feel the same way. The Oompa Loompa thing, I don't care what you call it. It's LA Knight, baby.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want, LA Knight. Say whatever you want. You need the
I-
airtime. You need the exposure. We need you out there just ripping these guys a new butthole. So I loved it. I thought it was great.
I it's been a while since he was on TV too, so I was kind of happy that he came out and just talking to smack, and then later on he talked smack to Seth Rollins, or was it Seth Rollins that he talked smack to, and then he's like, "You're on your own. I know you need help, but you're on your own," and he just kind of walked away, and kind of let him be for a little bit, before he had help with Angelo Dawkins, but yeah, I regret that, it was great.
Yeah.
Just he was gooning there. We had a tag team match between the Judgment Day, which was Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez versus the women's tag team of Paige and Brie Bella. Mondo, we talked about this. You mentioned about the women's getting their reps in, and I think this time around, I think on that particular match, they looked better. I think the Raquel and Roxanne team, especially Roxanne, kind of carried this match for them. Not taking
Again.
anything away from Brie Bella, because I don't know if you were listening to the chants when she was pointing it up. She was saying yes, and she started kicking. Right, she started kicking away, and what caught my attention was a special shout out, so to speak, to one Brian Danielson, where she started doing the kicks. I think it was on Paige, and Corey Graves was like, "Oh, it's the Miz kick." And, he took him from the Miz, and Michael Cole's like, "Wait a minute, I think he took it from somebody else who made it famous." And so it was kind of like, "Hey, this is Brian Danielson kicks," and so I thought that was pretty cool.
It's pretty nice to see that he got acknowledged that way. And coming from Michael Cole, say what you want from him over the years, but I like the fact that he's kind of evolving into a face announcer. He's not the Corey Graves as he was in the past, where he was just a POS. But it was nice to see. It was kind of like a nice little reference there. What do you think, Miguel?
I didn't really catch the reference, to be honest, but just from hearing it from you guys and hearing what Michael Cole used to sound like, and seeing how he sounds, I won't say very different, but really honing his skills as the face of, or the voice of one of the faces, right? And yeah, that's great.
Speaking
Very
of
cool.
honing the skills, Mondo, like we've seen Paige before, and she got hurt. She went off to AEW because of the whole situation with her neck. She was out there for a little bit. She comes back to WWE, And you kind of sometimes feel like, oh, is she gonna get hurt again? Are they gonna be careful? Is she gonna take lesser bumps? But she was outside of the ring. I think Raquel Rodriguez picked her up and swung her up against the guardrail, and then she swung her again up against the side of the ring where the LED lights are at,
LA
and
Night
she was
Lights.
out there all knocked out for a little bit. I'm like, God damn, she killed her. But that's I think this time around they showed a little bit more better. They showed a little bit more this time around. I feel Paige and Brie Bella, and then at the end, they got the win. Liv Morgan, a little bit of
Miscue there.
a little bit, and I think that the women's tag team division, you got Lyra Valkyrie coming out, and Bailey. Uh, they're still in the mix. They're still hunting, and they're putting these tag team titles in a good spotlight with the women's division. And I think they're doing a much better job than the men when it comes to the tag team, which is oddly which is good because I mean, come on, it's a tag team. But overall, I mean, I thought it was a good match. Miguel, do you think it was a good match as well?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a good match. I just kind of just feel like with again just some of these storylines that we have going on and WWE, we're just repeating the same circles over and over, and something's got to give. There's just too much talent in the back and too much talent on TV, and yeah, I mean, it's not really about the matches anymore for me anymore. I mean, I think everyone's wrestling at a high level and weekly. I think for me now it's the storylines and how do you get everyone TV time? Because even the WWE universe, I think we're sick of seeing the same people over and over on TV. You know, the fact that you're mentioning um Lyra Valkyria and Bailey, it's like when they're not on WWE Airways, they're on AAA Airways. When I get it, they're trying to get exposure, right? But you know, there's a lot of other girls in the back too. Why not introduce them slowly up in AAA? Why not introduce them? Going back to the man and Sol Ruka, I love that they're giving her a chance. But one is too early, and two, why not get a girl who she was just beefing with on NXT and have that beef come up together? You know, the mainstream WWE don't follow NXT like that. They only hear the names.
Yeah.
So they don't know who. The same thing with Javon Evans and Trick Williams and Mello. Why are they not beefing? Why are they not the storyline? And don't tell me because one has the belt and one had it and then the other one won it. No, no, no. Like, that's your guys' storyline. Why are we breaking away from that? Why are we right away giving these guys Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn's on his way out, man. What does he have to do with Trick Williams?
Very true.
Yeah. I think when it comes to maybe the singles competition, well, real quick, I believe what Mondo said earlier, I think rings true for the women's division too. Having maybe a trios match out there for the women's division and having more, more opportunities for other girls to come out and AEW. That's what they did. And then we'll talk about that once we get into AEW's Dynamite, which I think was a really good show as well. But yes, I believe Mondo hit the nail on the head. Mondo, you're right. I feel like they need the trios out there as well on WWE to showcase. Maybe give them 2-3 minutes out there, like you said, Miguel. Get the reps in and get them more exposure. Liv Morgan, I think she needs to start beefing with somebody. I don't know if you guys hear it. but we don't want to wait until Stephanie Vaquer comes back. We get it. They're going to fight, but then they have somebody else in the interim join in, and maybe later on down the road, you get a triple threat match. Somebody who I really think needs that push, and I'm with you, Miguel. Somebody that's brand new that came up in NXT, and she's currently on SmackDown. My opinion, I think they need to bring Julia over to to Raw, just because right now, and Io Sky, she just got married. Congratulations to her and her husband, Nakaru. Is that how you say his name?
Evil. I'm gonna call him from his New Japan name.
So Evil, yeah, his whole name was Evil. Fuck Evil. But anyway,
there's a funny story behind that, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Mick Foley.
But anyway, but the point is that there's a bit of a void going on right now, and I feel like you, Miguel, you need that extra push, and get another fresh,
saying that name just boils me up inside. Sorry.
You're choking on your own rage here.
Yeah.
She's Io Sky, might be taking some time off. Obviously we saw Asuka walk away for a little bit. Stephanie Vaquer's hurt right now. And I would, Sol Ruca, yes, she's the new face, but then she's fighting in the Intercontinental title. What's next for Liv Morgan? I think they need to bring somebody else in to beef with her for a little bit before Stephanie comes back. But they need that. So, great point, Miguel. They need more girls to be showcased out there. As we move on, the biggest surprise, Oba Femi was coming out for another challenge, and the holy shit moment came about with Brock Lesnar out of nowhere, giving him three F5s out there in the middle of the ring. We applauded the fact that he retired, and we gave him his roses, and he great job, kudos to you, congratulations. Mondo, what does that mean, for him just to come back like that?
It kind of ruined the whole momentum Oba Femi had coming in with that challenge, and I liked the way that it was built up. You had Otis come out, you had him drag out the forget their names right now. What were they? The two Latin boys there. Dude, that was great. I think they could have built up Oba Femi in a way where he's more aggressive. He wants a challenge. And I would have loved just a few more weeks of him dragging out somebody whom they might fire the next day into that ring and beat the crap out of them. That's a storyline we should have gotten. But instead, we got Brock coming back, in my opinion, a little too soon. We're still a few months away from SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure that's in his hometown, excuse me, right? Minnesota. I think they kind of demoralized what they were building with Oba Femi. This guy was a beast. Why stop those tracks of him becoming so hot, so fierce, just to see Brock take that away from him? I mean, it's a great, like you said, it's an OMG moment. In my opinion, a little too soon. I wanted to see Oba Femi develop into something more fierce. Have as they say, the boys in the back, put a little fear in them. That would have been something great to see. Miguel, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much to say just because I just really don't understand it. I don't understand what's going on. So, yeah, that's the best way I can say is I just don't know what's going on, man.
I think it's the yes, I think the end game, I agree with you, Mondo, will probably be at SummerSlam, and I get the fact that they want to hype up Clash in Italy, and so I think they'll have their match. Oba Femi won the WrestleMania, obviously, and I think Brock might win this one, not cleanly, and then you'll get that rubber match at SummerSlam, I feel. And again, we're not experts, we're fans. This is what we feel, right? We feel a certain type of way of certain things. And again, these are our opinions, guys. And as Mondo mentioned earlier, if you guys have your opinion, just let us know, put them on the comments. And we'd love to hear from you guys. But I do feel like they wanted to put butts in seats and eyes on Clash in Italy. And then like you said, Mondo, it's in the Minneapolis SummerSlam, maybe night 2. And
Well,
or
it's
maybe
2
night
nights
1.
now.
Yeah, or maybe night 1 where it's probably the main event, maybe. And that's his hometown. So I agree with you, Mondo. I think you might you're hitting the nail on the head on that one. So and then which is kind of funny. The homie needs to stop wearing tight ass pants. He ripped his pants again for the second time. So once he does the F5, homie, you gotta wear baggy pants. Just letting you know. And then the main event was Seth
Better
Rollins.
material.
Huh?
Better material from the jeans company.
Get some of those logo Jimmy John on there too. Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory. And then that was the main event. Was okay. At the end, we saw Seth Rollins. Good psychology. I mean, I was okay, but the good psychology there where his ankle was being busted in, and he really couldn't do the curve stomp on Austin Theory, and then he ended up doing the pedigree to get the win there. And I felt it was a okay match. I kind of feel bad for Austin Theory, just because he's been doing a lot in NXT, or he did a lot in NXT, and then right now he came up. We saw him at WrestleMania being the U.S. champion, and beating up John Cena. But then what happened? What came about? And nothing much to do, And I don't know. I think this match felt flat for me personally. I enjoyed it, but I'm like at the end, I'm like, well, what's up with Austin Theory there? But I understand that Seth Rollins is still continuing his battle with the Vision, and Angelo Dawkins comes out, tries to save him, and they ended up getting his ass whooped too. And then Montez Ford comes out and just letting him know, hey, I told you. What are you doing? You're gonna get messed up. And all of a sudden, you got the other beast out there coming in, and he got Braun Breaker spears the crap out of Montez Ford, and pretty much that's how it ends. Miguel, how did you feel about this match?
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna sound again pretty repetitive from what I'm saying, but again, it's just another for me is just the match was great. Nothing really much to say about the wrestlers, but again, it doesn't give me substance enough to sit here and really fanboy about, okay, that's a great match because there's a story, Austin Theory got put next to Rollins because why? Exactly. None of us can really say why.
Exactly.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I can't be connected or invested when I'm just seeing one, repetitive matches, and then two, matches with no storyline, no nothing. Just here it is. You know, nothing against the wrestlers, but do you know who was in their hometown and didn't get a shot? Javon Evans. So let's just start there.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Mondo, you hear about that, right?
Yeah,
Javon
they
Evans
announced it like, oh, we're in his hometown, but yet you don't showcase the wrestler.
it's like we have, again, nothing wrong against Austin Theory and nothing wrong against Seth Rollins, but it's like
the Intercontinental Championship that Penta is wearing. We got that small promo earlier in the show with Ethan Page, but yeah, you mentioned this is his hometown. Trick Williams had his homecoming. during Friday Night SmackDown, and the place erupted. And you're right, the place would have been 10 times the level would have been if the young OG came out and performed, which he technically did, which sucked because was it the main event? Was it in terms of like the show? It was one of those like early dark matches that he came out to, and we want to see him live. We want to see him be on Raw and have the same type of reaction that Trick Williams did during Friday Night SmackDown. So I agree. I think they kind of dropped the ball on that. Overall, the show was very solid. They're getting ready for Saturday night's main event. They pushed that. They're pushing Clash in Italy. They added more matches, obviously, to that with Obafemi and not yet because I think he still needs to sign. And then with Tribal Combat happening, Saturday night's main event's looking pretty good too. I think we could probably get our predictions maybe later on the next show, or maybe we'll do a quick reel about that. But anyway, overall, I thought it was a solid show. Just gearing up for Saturday night's main event and Clash in Italy. So that was Monday Night Raw. So moving on to AEW's Dynamite. The trios matches, Mondo, you mentioned it, and I agree. I think these are the type of matches that you want to showcase. You have a whole roster, Miguel, like you said, of people who are hungry, who want to showcase their talents. And what better way than to do with the trios match? It was the go ahead, Mondo.
How you know? How you know?
We just know how you know because you're we're all wrestling fans, but you're the AEW guy. Bucks of Jericho, or is it Y2 Jackson versus Mark Davis, Andrade El Idolo, and Mondo's other boy, Ricochet. I thought that was a fun match. I really enjoyed the first vignette in the beginning where Jericho kind of apologized for beating up the
Papa Buck
and kicking his ass. And so I guess after years they made up, and here we are. So very classy move on Jericho for apologizing. But here we are with this trios match, which I thought was really, really fun to watch. And we saw some miscues, not in a bad way, but like, hey, there's some punches being thrown, some elbows that were thrown inadvertently, hitting on from Andrade to Mark Davis. And then you saw Andrade going out there at the beginning. Was it like the first 5 minutes, getting his picture taken, getting his selfie there. Mondo, your boys were there. What did you feel about this match?
Again, just a great overall way to start AEW trios, like you said, and Miguel, showcasing your talent, put them in together, and you let them just run with it. And I feel like everybody up and down that roster, the main thing is they're having fun, they're doing their thing, they're hitting their spots. Even at one point, I'm thinking, we mentioned this when we were texting and watching the match. Could Jericho be, losing a step here and there? I do feel like he's kind of winded sometimes, but that's he's a veteran, so not going to take anything from Jericho. But like let's see more of the Bucks in there, because I know he was trying to carry the match and he's trying to do that thing again. Hasn't been in in-ring competition for quite a while, so I think he's just getting that trying to open up his lungs, so to speak, there in this match. And yeah, my goodness, there was like so many things we can talk about that they did so well in this match, because a little bit of everything. Everybody had their moment in the sun, and yes, Andrade did the perfect homage, however you want to pronounce it, to Eddie Guerrero, doing the Three Amigos right. Unlike Sammy Guevara, please take away the Spanish God title, because you're not him, you're not it. It should be Andrade El Idolo, the only Spanish God that we should worship. How you know? Because we. And I thought this match was great. So in the end, it got a little bit hectic. And yeah, I loved it. Great way to open up. Miguel?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great matchup, and yeah, it was chaos everywhere. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Cool. I think the next match, anything goes. Mark Briscoe and Tommaso Ciampa. Holy crap! My notes right here, which is brutal, bloody. And they had a couple of spots there where I was like, holy crap. I think the obviously you said it, Miguel, on the text thread. There's the cheese. I think you said cheese. The cheese grater out there just making Mark Briscoe bleed. And it just, you can hear the crowd going, oh. And there was a spot where they were at the corner, like later in the match, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mondo. Tommaso Ciampa got suplexed, and his back like landed on the back of a chair, like point blank, and it
was like
just like looked like crap. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what I got back here, but I got my WWE chair. But Mondo, I know you got the AEW chair. That's when you land on the back, I'm like, holy crap! Oh, dude, that's a nice island back there.
Yes, it is. I
But
got some lotion, or else I'm going to be super dark by the end of this.
But very brutal. Mondo, your take on this this anything goes match?
This one was for the sickos, but again, how many times do we have to see Tommaso and Briscoe fight it out? It's the same with like JD McDonough versus Finn Balor. You've seen it once, you've seen it twice, seen it thrice, and it just comes to the point, like Miguel said, you're giving a pay-per-view match in Dynamite, when they're scheduled to face each other in the pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. So, like Miguel said, why put it out there? Miguel, you got this. I know you got a lot to say in regards to this match.
Well, not even just the match. Just I think just this week for both promotions was just they fell short drastically. WWE, there's really no words to say, and AEW, if you look at Dynamite's card from beginning to end, it is Sunday's card. Go look back at it, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, he's right. And I just can't believe that you have a whole roster in the back, and 80% of the people that are Double or Nothing were on Dynamite. To me, if I'm in the back, I'm walking out. It's just plain and simple as that, because now, like you said, if I just seen you wrestle a sick ass match like that, are you really gonna top that on Sunday?
Yeah.
I mean, they could. They could get even more brutal, more hardcore.
But here's the thing:
so to speak.
even if they draw blood, that's already expected, just because of what they did on Wednesday.
Yeah, so you're expecting more blood. You're seeing more. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna get more brutal. But then, like, to your point, how brutal can you go if you're already giving it? You're already showcasing it right then and there on free TV. And
I think that's where they're failing. Again, bring all your young guys, or it doesn't even have to be young guys. Everyone who starts trying to fight for a story, give them the Dynamite slots, man. Like, but instead, we're seeing again the regurgitation of just the same storylines. Keep fighting it over and over and over again. I'm telling you, this was the one week where I was really taken back at how repetitive we're looking at WWE and AEW, and it kind of scares me because it's like, is this what we got to look forward to all summer? Because if so, it's gonna be kind of tough to talk about the same match twice in a week.
you know what? Double or Nothing will probably be that pay-per-view where you'll probably start all over again. I think that they'll probably have matches and probably end storylines, or at least maybe one more week, and then or at least talk about it on Dynamite, and then get into something else along the way. But that, we'll see what happens at Double or Nothing between Mark Briscoe and Tommaso Ciampa. It was brutal, I think. Was it fun to watch? Obviously, it was fun to watch. Was it more brutal than the street fight that we saw in WWE? By 100%, yes. This was much more brutal because these guys were going after each other really, really bad. They hate each other, and like you said, Mondo, like I guess they're on the same spectrum of like how many times can we fight each other? Hopefully, we saw the last of it for WWE's Finn Balor, and then hopefully Double or Nothing. We see the culmination between Tommaso Ciampa and Mark Briscoe there. Swerve, Mondo, if you can help me out here. And again, more of the AEW guy. It sounded like they were booing Prince Nana when he came out.
Yeah, he's a heel now.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'm like,
so Swerve is a heel.
Step.
Yeah.
I missed the step, so that's my bad.
Yeah, he okay, so just to catch you up on things, he brutally attacked Kenny Omega a few months back. And ever since then, we haven't seen him on live TV, so he's been cutting like these promos on his IG account, saying how because he did that, and because how Kenny Omega is a EVP and all that other stuff. They're trying to protect them. They're trying to protect that he's creating this hostile work environment. So he's grateful that he went to do the NFL draft and all these other things for AEW, but he really wants to get back to business, and it's by any means necessary that he wants to do that. So that's why when he invaded Ring of Honor last week on Bandito there, and he's just trying to prove a point. It's like, you're not going to let me do my job? Well, you know what? I'm going to do it my way. And I like where he's going with this. He's back to being a heel. He was a heel versus Brody King in Revolution. So yeah, he's getting a negative feedback there with Prince Nana and Swerve. So he's going back to his heelish ways. And at Ring of Honor last week, he did acknowledge his old factions, and again, by any means necessary. So catching me up on that, and yeah, he was there with Tony Schiavone, who was going to introduce him. Prince Nana comes out, getting a lot of boos. And then we see a little bit of revenge there with Bandito attacking Swerve from behind, which was good to see, which is uncharacteristic, if we're talking about good guys versus bad guys, because you don't see that from the good guy. So I'm glad that there was a little change of pace. It's refreshing. You're not waiting for, let's just say, to keep it simple, the bad guy going into the ring, and then, oh, here comes the good guy, either on the mic or, okay, I get you this Saturday or something, some weak promo. But I'm glad we saw some action, some violence there from Bandito, who's also taking this personally. He's just like, hey, I'm not here to be messed with. I'm the most wanted. I get it. So I'm going to make you fear me. You're the most dangerous man in AEW. Well, I'm the most wanted. So you got like these titles that they each have. And I'm looking forward to this match. I think I'm 50-50 because I like both competitors, but I'm going to go with my boy, Swerve.
Oh my God, are you on the Swerve train too? Or are you with Bandito? Because you're on the text thread saying that he was picking up people, looking pretty strong there.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a great matchup. I'm not really for or against anyone right now in particular. Just more so I like the way Bandito's pace of wrestling is, but I also like Swerve's aggressiveness. So I'm just looking forward to a great matchup on Sunday.
And then there you go. That's where, again, when it comes to Swerve, like there, I was like you. I was gonna, and they showed people out there. They're waiting for the song to come out, but then now he's a heel. And now he has a different song, and we're like, let me put this away. Yeah. I don't Swerve anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
hopefully, so hopefully they have a great match, and like you said, it's just Swerve by any means necessary. I think he'll probably do what it takes to try to win that match. Moving forward to the Continental title. It was Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly. I think this match, it felt very old school to me, very contrast to what we saw in the match between the Brutality in the Anything Goes match prior to this. You could see the difference of what the product in AEW brings when it comes to the brutality of one match, and then you see the old school wrestling, almost semi WWE old school wrestling where a traditional wrestling match, let's just say, between Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley, and that's what I put down in my notes. It was a lot of ground and pound. At the end, Kyle O'Reilly said he was going to try to win again because he's tapped him out so many times. He was very close. He was very close to tapping him out, but then, the time ran out, and we get to see that Kyle O'Reilly's going to get another shot this time around. He earned the shot by getting the time limit, and now we get to see them fight one more time, but this time for the Continental title. Mondo, who do you think is going to win their match when they meet once again? And how did you feel about this one leading up to the title shot?
I'm gonna stick with Miguel on this one. It's like, why even bother when we know the outcome? I mean, this Sunday, title's not gonna change hands. Gonna stick with Moxley. We just saw. I get it. They're gonna go with no time limit, but we just saw one hell of a match. I really enjoyed it. Again, just like you said, Tony, it was a good mat-based wrestling, technical, pure wrestling. Not with the pure Ring of Honor rules, but it was just pure wrestling at its finest. And you, the viewers out there, if you guys have time, go see it. But I'm just gonna go back to the drawing board again on this one. Believe this is the third time they fought. We're gonna see them a fourth time. So I don't think we're gonna see the titles changing hands. Mox is gonna win. And again, I would have booked it in a way where Mox didn't tap, or maybe just defeated Kyle O'Reilly, because I think the storyline has ran its course. He's saying like, "Oh, Kyle, you've got my number, and I don't know what to do." We already know what you're gonna do. You're gonna beat him on Double or Nothing. So a little redundant. I feel again. We just saw the pay-per-view there a little bit, and I'm not gonna be as invested. I know they're gonna put in a great match, but I'm not gonna be as invested as I should have been leading towards the build-up. Miguel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I feel the same way. I feel like this is another match where AEW just, you're gonna have it on Sunday. Why have it on Wednesday? Now you have to set this expectation for Sunday, because if you don't hit that bar, now people are gonna say, why the fuck did you put it on Wednesday? So again, man, it's easy for us to talk about stuff like this or to have our opinions because we're not on there, but this also isn't rocket science, man. Like, whoever's making these decisions and these bookings, like, it doesn't take 2 and 2 to say, why am I gonna book the same match twice, yet I'm gonna announce it as if they're gonna fight for the title when everyone knows the outcome? It just doesn't make sense, man. It just doesn't make sense.
So with that being said, would it be something better if, let's say, this match was done 2 weeks ago, and then you could get a better build-up into Double or Nothing?
I would have liked a better build-up that way, because then you have time to develop the story and not rush it and just say, "Oh, well," like Miguel said, 2 matches in 1 week. Like, come on, guys. What are we doing? We want to put butts in the seats. We can do more by building up that story. Like you said, if it happened 2 weeks ago, great, no issue. But the issue here is too many of the same matches in the same week, which is, we've seen it with AEW. And yeah, I'm an AEW guy, but when you notice that type of stuff, it's like, when is too much? Too much.
And I think and I think you're having it done 2 weeks ago would have been great, because then you could have had more of Death Riders versus the conglomeration type of match, where maybe the Orange Cassidy fights with somebody else, or even fighting with Mox, so that way there's a build up to Double or Nothing. And kind of like the old school model, if you remember WWE back in the day when there was no Monday Night Raw, but when it came to, let's say, Saturday Night's Main Event, and having something that was built up there into SummerSlam, or having Saturday Night's Main Event built up to Survivor Series, where there was somebody
Or
from
Brutus
another
the Barber
faction.
Beefcake's barbershop where your boy got thrown through a window. It's
Yeah, like
just
that.
one of those. But yeah,
Ah!
we want to build up to something and
Yeah,
not
I
just
feel you
rush
guys.
into it. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a
uh,
good point.
hopefully they'll learn, and they might prove me wrong. And hey, I'm okay if I'm wrong. Uh, I'll be a bigger, be the bigger man, be the bigger person. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, it happens. We're not going to hit 1,000 all the time, but
Yeah.
we'll just see where this goes. And hopefully they do have a great match here at Double or Nothing. And wish both those guys, Moxley and O'Reilly Auto Parts, the best.
Moving on to the women's 8 tag,
Oh.
Athena and the Triangle of Madness versus Thunder Rosa, the Brawling Birds, and Mina Shirakawa. Damn, everybody had their spot. Everybody was able to put in some good heat, and it goes back to what we mentioned. Miguel Mondo, you mentioned it a long time ago. Like with Raw, like you give these ladies, they're sitting in the back. Give these ladies opportunity to showcase their talents. 8 women tag team, 4-on-4. You're seeing more talent. Yes, it's a mishmash of like people doing what they need to do, but they're getting their shot. They're getting their moments, and damn, everybody did a really good job here. Miguel, you're an advocate for talent getting TV time. Was this one of those where you felt, hey, they got TV time?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. There's lots of madness and everyone had their turn, so it was wonderful to see.
And
Mado?
I totally agree. This match, you got my girl Athena there, the forever champion in Ring of Honor, tagging with the AEW Women's Champion Tekla, Julia Hart, and you get Sky Blue. Oof, got my heart going blue. And then we got Thunder Rosa on the opposite sides there with Mina Shirakawa. Man, she better give me some potato chips one of these days.
Oh, you
Just
saw
like
the
one of
video?
yeah, I saw that video. Like just looking and be like, me too. And the Brawling Birds with Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter. Dude, again, great mix of individual wrestling. You had hardstyle, you had technical wrestling, you had just a little bit of everything, and they showcased it. Athena's heelish tactics in and out throughout the entire match. Just loved it. Like anything she does turns into gold, and especially when you have everybody just kind of working together. I thoroughly enjoyed this match, and again, when you give these women time, when you just give them a chance, they do amazing things. And I think AEW does a good job, and they know they do, and that's why they keep producing great trios match, great tag matches, up and down that roster. But again, I think the only flaw here is on the men's side, maybe the women. I don't see it too much on the women's, to be honest with you. Just on the men's side, if we can reduce the ongoing feuds, just seen it once, let's build up to something. Don't have to see it twice in 2 weeks in a row or 2 matches. But with the ladies here, thoroughly enjoyed it. Not taking anything away from the men or the ladies here. Loved it so much. I was just like, man, I was glued to the TV. I don't know about you guys, but I was just glued. I was having fun with this one. And there you go. You're glued to the TV. Kind of too close. But yeah, it's who was it? A little bit of a craziness towards the end. We got Julia Hart throwing Black Mist. Kind of missed the spot there a little bit. I didn't see any Black Mist going into Thunder Rosa's eyes, but she sold that well. I was like, hey, there you go. It's probably Dalsim's Fireball. Apparently, Dalsim's Fireball isn't real. It's a psychic thing. If you feel like you got burned, you get burned. Don't know how that works, when you're playing Street Fighter, but okay. But yeah, Tekla rolls up Thunder Rosa for the 1-2-3 pin there. And can't say anything but good, positive things for this match. Loved it. I'm gonna give it my 5-star rating.
Oh, okay. All right,
I give it
Mr. Dave Meltzer over here. Great job. one thing of note, and we this happened earlier in the show, which I didn't mention, was the TBS title being
Oh,
relinquished.
yes.
Um, it, Jesus Christ,
Willow Nightingale
Willow,
injured
there you go,
shoulder.
Willow Nightingale.
Yeah,
She got hurt last against your girl from
Red Velvet,
Red Velvet from TNA.
Ring, Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. I'm sorry. Damn. Wow. Ring
Sorry.
of Honor, and that's what I said. This is your girl. But from Ring of Honor, and unfortunately, she has to relinquish the belt. And now, hopefully, what do you guys feel like? We're gonna get another tournament? Do you feel like we're gonna probably get like a battle royale, so to speak, or I think a tournament might be the way to go.
I think they already announced it. It's a wild card.
Is it
set
a
up
wild
for-
card?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay,
wild
okay.
card. No,
And
but
then
I
it's-
love that idea that they should have done something in the pre. Again, gotta showcase your women here, guys. AEW. It would have been an awesome thing to see on the pre-show. Ladies, get in there. Do like the and they're doing Double or Nothing. Come on, Casino. What was that? The what is
Was
that?
it a Casino Royale? I don't know. I'm not thinking.
Yeah, with that stipulation where there's random people in different intervals just coming down the ring. They could have had something similar to that. I forget what it's called. Yeah, the AEW guy, right?
No, you're good.
But
You
yeah,
don't
they
bet
should have had
1,000 all the
something.
time.
Yeah, they should have had something like that. Build up the pay-per-view, get people to buy in on the pre-show. And again, I totally agree with Miguel on this one. Showcase your talent, bring them out, pre-show, boom, get them in that wild card spot. That would have been so great.
Mhm.
Good stuff on that one. Too. That should have been that perfect idea there.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, speedy recovery to Willow Nightingale. And
Told you
she
got a little cocky.
you did
Just
say
saying.
that, but keeps her humble, and she's gonna be hungry for that title once she comes back because that is her title. Main event time. AEW main event for the AEW title. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Darby Allin, and we saw a little bit of a MJF out there talking to smack on commentary, and then kind of put himself in there. Kevin Knight coming out to kind of help out Speedball. Jesus, these give up to Mike Bailey, Speedball over here, taking those coffin drops, and he made it look like he was getting killed. And I was like, wow, this dude just took it like a champ. And then the by the end, he did that coffin drop into the Scorpion Deathlock, and got tapped out. And overall MJF was pretty pissed off. He walked away because he was like, hey, what the hell? But overall, Mondo, this match, just kind of put Darby Allin into another consistent level of consistency where he's just fighting everybody, and he got these kudos by what do we got? But Mr. Kevin Knight, which ended up going into Collision, where he was saying, "Hey,
son.
yeah, he's just amazing." So Mondo, I'm sorry, I don't want to keep on rambling, but
Go ahead.
what did you think about the whole match there with the main event?
It was one of those things where you're expecting Darby's body just to give out. Don't know how he does it. His level of tolerance for pain is just beyond me. I'm no athlete, but if one day I were to fall 1 foot from my bed, my leg's out. So yeah, I'm fragile. And that's saying a lot because you look at a Darby Allin, you're like, man, like how does he keep getting up and keep going? So that's just a testament. Again, the story that they're telling is so gripping. And me, I don't want it to end. I really don't. But like I said, with open arms, come this Sunday, I welcome MJF to the Bald and Beautiful Club. I believe Darby Allin will retain. I believe that this match is just foreshadowing on what we're gonna see. Another brutal going all out. And MJF was fun in this one. He puts speedballs, speedball. Yeah, I just can't say it without laughing. I'm just gonna say Mike Bailey's foot on the rope, and it's just like he's trying to help him win. And I think Kevin Knight got the wrong idea, trying to be like, "Hey, what are you doing, my boy over here?" And MJF is like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help your boy over here." So I would have been like, if again, missed opportunity. It would have been nice to see if Kevin Knight's like, "All right, cool, let's help him out." Just to see where it would go, because sometimes I do see like a little dissension between them a little bit, but neither here or there right now. But again, let's not ruin a good tag team there. This match was fun, brutal. Just man, I can't say enough about this storyline that we're seeing with Darby. Just keep it going. And if for some insane reason it stops, I'm just going to be the first one to say it. Wrong decision if it stops this Sunday.
Let me go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to a great matchup. He's been a great fighting champion so far, and we'll see. We'll see what else he has left in the tank. But yeah, we'll see on Sunday. I don't. Again, I'm same thing. I don't really have a favorite between either of any. I just want to see a great matchup and a great storyline more than anything.
And I do agree with MJF's little IG post there about Mick Foley.
Oh, okay. Let's kind of talk about that real quick, just for a little bit. Mick Foley signing on to do the pre-show. And who better than to kind of talk about being hardcore, taking pain, as much as Mick Foley has done in the past. He's a legendary hardcore wrestler. And Miguel, you mentioned it when you were young, and we saw it too when he got thrown off the Hell in a Cell, and holy crap, not just once, but then he went through the cell, and I think he had that
tooth up his nose,
his tooth in his nose, right? And so this guy, threshold for pain, and I'm pretty sure he'll be talking about Darby Allin during the pre-show. Maybe not the best for Mondo there.
No, guy's a piece of shit. I'm just gonna say that right now.
So
never meet your heroes, people. Never meet your heroes.
So yeah, there was I guess an incident back in the day. Well, it was the incident where his book was
stupid book signing, and I skipped. What were we in high school? I freaking skipped school just so I can be there at 7 a.m. Waited the entire day, saving my brother's spot and a good friend of mine, Rafi, so we can get the book signing. We were literally the second people in line. There was just somebody who beat me in front. So it was a person in front of me, saving the spot for my brother and my friend Rafi. We get to the book signing. I'm just there to take a photo. I just wanted a handshake, simple handshake. This guy goes, "Did you buy a book?" I'm like, "No, my brother did. I just want to say, thank you. Just want to say hi." I'll move to the side. Just want to say, "No, you don't get," exact words, "You don't get to shake my hands unless you buy my book." Hey, Mick, you watching this? Yeah, that one's for you, bud. You piece of crap. When I take the photo with my brother, you and my brother, you don't give a goddamn smile. When you took the photo with my friend, you gave the biggest smile. Like, you're spitting in my goddamn face. I see you in person, I'm knocking your ass out. I don't care. Call the cops. I'm fucking you up.
Okay, yeah, that's Mondo took the photo. I shook his hand, and then
his face.
Yeah, I wish I had that photo. I forgot. I don't know where I have it, but he did. Yeah, so that goes stemming back.
It's in this little box where we just collected all these cards and we put all these NFL names and shit. It was a stupid fucking box.
But yeah, that's Mondo's story when it came to.
Then one day we'll touch base on a strip club and RBD. So that's where I met him.
But yeah, but anywho, but yeah, you're right. That's what happened. That's Mondo's 2 cents and his story, and he's sticking to it. And I agree with him. That's he's been battling that forever. But he'll be there at AEW. We'll see what he says.
Hopefully, just the pre-show. If I have to hear his stupid voice for the pay-per-view, then I might be on.
No, I don't think
Strongly how I feel,
he'll-
guys. No, I'm just playing. I'll watch the pay-per-view.
That's all good.
Still beating his ass,
Collision. Right after Dynamite was over, we saw Will Ospreay versus Shibata, and the never-ending story. No, not ever-ending. It's just now that we're seeing Will Ospreay coming to his own now in a different light after having the surgery and having the Death Riders kind of building him up. And we saw the Death Riders coming out to help him out. Samoa Joe comes out and saying, "Hey, what's up now? You got your buddies, you got your friends now getting your back." And he's like, "I'm trying to take care of my boys, but I ain't going out there like that. I'm just checking up on my boy, even though he lost. But I see your friends out there, so what's up?" And then I believe Will Ospreay's like, "Yeah, like I got my guys right here." Mother, Ospreay, a great wrestler, and I guess he's a Death Rider.
From the looks of it, yeah, they welcomed him with open arms. They got his back there. There's no ands, ifs, or buts, but I think we are seeing the newest member of the Death Riders. Fun match, by the way. These two guys, another great match. Shibata underutilized in AEW, just losing, winning, then just another losing streak for the guy. But that's fine. I mean, he's there to enhance the talent. He's one of those veterans there, and I'm glad that he's putting over a person like Will Ospreay. And he's been putting a lot of guys over in the AEW roster there, especially in trios matches, either tag matches or singles competition. So that's great to see. But hands down, fun overall match. And yes, the Death Riders, I believe they got a new member. I want to say they're going to make it official this Sunday at Double or Nothing. Miguel, do we have a new member? Yes or no?
You never know, man. It kind of looks like he's struggling between yes and no. So, but I do agree. Maybe this Sunday we're gonna get a thorough answer to what's the next steps for him.
I hope he says yes.
I hope so too. And he kind of put it out there, Mondo, where I believe it's all in London. The next big show that they're gonna have. He put his name out there that he's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna beat you, Joe, and guess what? I'm gonna win this tournament because." For the viewers out there that are watching this, if you're not too familiar with the Owen Hart Classic, the winner
gets a title shot. Yeah,
a title shot at the.
Do it for my people, mate. Like half the time, I can't understand what he's saying, but it's very passionate that Will Ospreay cut that promo, man. But yeah, it's I make fun of the guy, but very passionate promo there, and yeah, he's trying to prove to himself that he's got the comeback story, and I want to see that, dude. Not taking anything away from Will, this can be the feel-good storyline, just like last year with Hangman Adam Page, overcoming the Death Riders. This could be one of those things, and let's see if AEW capitalizes on that. If not, what else do you got really going on in the Owen Hart tournament, really? Do you guys see anything there that'll be like, hey, I can see this person headlining All In London?
No, not yet.
Not really. Well, yeah, not yet. But right now, the front runner it's make time for Willie. I mean, Will Ospreay, not groundskeeper Willie. They're from different countries. But yeah,
he's Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish.
And then we saw, moving on, we saw a couple of squanchies. I think we should probably just call them squanchies going forward. We saw Roosh going out there, and then, it's pretty, he's just saying, "Hey, get out my way. We will
mess with the bull. You get the horns."
How
Ouch.
you?
You know, depends where you get the horns, dude. Ouch.
Ouch! Just be careful, Miguel.
Oh.
They wearing the white shirt, so it's like I'm the white bull too. And then we saw the Divine Dominion, Megan Bain, working her butt out there. And you know, again, the women's tag team, getting another victory, another
They squanched with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. That's as fast as I squanch all day.
Miguel, how'd you feel about that match?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, good. I just wish that they didn't have to resort to these 5-minute matches to push these girls. You know, there's a lot of talent to make each other look good, and they don't need to be doing this 5-minute challenge and just making all the other girls look pretty much like they're nothing, you know?
Do you think they're ready to move on to obviously a longer match, but with a little bit of better talent and not enhanced talent, so to speak? You know, where you're just squashing them
Yeah, I
over and
mean,
over again, and you want to see them. Do you think they're going to be ready to handle a 10-minute match, 15-minute match?
well, see,
As
that's the hard part. We're not there training with them. We don't know what they look like. What they're showing us to the audience, 2 minutes is not enough. 2 minutes is not enough for me to sit here and say, well, yeah, you know, I think she can do this for 10 minutes. Like, you're only giving us 2 minutes a week of champions. How am I supposed to assess that? Those are supposed to be the time of squash matches, not the time of your champion having a match. It just doesn't make sense again. You know, I'm not trying to sound negative, but again, when I look at wrestling as a whole, I'm looking at it from all standpoints, and it's just, what are we doing? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
you want to see them, get into a better feud. You want to see them going into something much more bigger.
Well,
With
the thing is like, it's not what I want to see. It's what the product demands to be. That's what it should be. Not, oh, well, we should get this and sit around here and say, man, well, we still haven't got a storyline. How is it that we're not standing up as fans to both AEW and WWE when it comes to these storylines or pushing wrestlers, and we kind of just, oh, well, that's just how they do business. It's like, w-
Again,
we're just gonna keep getting this trash product that we're getting over the last 4 or 5 months from both promotions, not just them. If you go online, everyone is making fun of WWE and AEW. Every single person, even the smallest promotions out in Australia, are killing these guys with just 1 hour shows. Absolutely killing these guys. And here these guys are doing 3, 4 hour specials with 80% of the same wrestlers on the same double cards. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in production. And people are still talking bad about you guys online? Come on, man. Something's got to change, man.
Ronaldo, you were gonna jump in.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say, you know who else had that 5-minute eliminator or whatever that thing is called? Rush. Look what happened to him.
Yeah.
Rush. Look what happened to him. You don't see him. Went down to Ring of Honor. Now he's coming back, and it's like, how many times do you guys have to repackage this guy just to say that he's one of the top heels, one of the top stars in your roster? We already know that. The fans know that. Why can't you guys see that in the company? Max Caster. Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. You know, the 5-minute challenge. What happened to him? Went into obscurity. Like Miguel said, it's like we demand to see matches, not these type of little gimmicks that ultimately got the champ currently, the women tag team. Are they going anywhere? We want them to go somewhere, I should say, not just be stale and do these things. Yes, they're great, they're powerful. Showcase that. Do that for your product. Don't get lost in the vortex of this 5-minute rules eliminator thing. Because look what happened to the previous two. You got one person being repackaged so many times. Max Caster, where the hell is he? Bring him back. I actually like that whole "Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive." Come on, man. Like people were getting behind it. What's going on? But yeah, to a certain extent, something's got to give, and hopefully, whether Australia or whoever, they're killing it. Good for them. Not taking anything away from the other promotions. But hey, that's their style. AEW is trying to put a project, but um, I'm more worried about those type of matches because it leads nowhere, and I don't want the Divine Dominion to end up going nowhere.
So hopefully they put them in a bigger storyline going forward. They've
And
already
defend the titles.
I agree.
Defend the titles. Defend the titles more.
With bigger names.
Yeah.
So, with bigger names and hopefully they can break out, so to speak. Even though they're being shown as a dominant team, we get it. We understand that they're a dominant team. Now, like Miguel said, you got to prove it. Prove it to these other women out there who are doing the 8-man tag, the 8 women tags. These who are hungry. That's these tag team are gonna showcase that talent that they have, and hopefully the Divine Dominion gets that opportunity and not just another squanchy squash match next week on Dynamite. But Mono, you want to walk us through the main events of Collision?
I mean, what else can you say between these two teams here? It was FTR versus with Stokely Hathaway, I believe. Their manager there, Big Stoke. Shout out to him. Partially bald, I believe. And you got Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong for the AEW tag team titles. Great fun match. Not taking anything away from these guys. Lots of near falls. But again, not going to take anything away from these guys, but you knew the outcome. The end result was FTR with a little bit of help of first it was a miscue, but then you got a little help from Stokely Hathaway there, and still your tag team champions, FTR. Living legends at his best. Fun match. Like I said, lots of near falls. But at the end of the night, really into it. But you already knew the end result leading into Double or Nothing. And then you're seeing these two guys again going up against a different set of wily veterans. Could have seen this a week before the build-up. That way they got some rest or something else entirely. But again, not taking anything from the main event. It was solid. Enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. But again, showcasing what we're going to probably see on Sunday, right, Miguel? It was just one of those things again.
Mm-hmm. It was just another just match just to have it.
Yeah, and I think it does. Miguel mentioned that it takes away, what the pay-per-view is going to be about. But if maybe not a tag team, maybe one person from each tag team, maybe an Orange Cassidy versus one of the
which they kind of had like 2 weeks ago,
right
before leading up to this, and that would have been better and would have had that matchup after the pay-per-view, and then just kind of go from there. So yeah, it's just I'm not gonna say we're experts on booking or anything, but it would have been like a better change of pace. And again, could have showcased a different tag team or a different main event. To be honest, Moxley O'Reilly could have been the main event. Will Ospreay, Shibata could have been the main event. Both have great storylines. You got the Death Riders, Ops. You got Death Riders Conglomeration. So everybody's involved, but it was just the way the night ended. Kind of, I felt like it could have just been done a little bit differently, executed differently, and again, we'll see what happens this coming Sunday at Double or Nothing, and they're gonna have another great pay-per-view. AEW knows how to knock it out of the ballpark, and I can't wait for this Sunday. I'm really excited. no work on Monday for me. My whole job is Monday through Friday, so getting a little rest. Hopefully, once we're done, we can do a reaction video and in regards to the zany tactics from Double or Nothing come this Sunday. And yeah, we'll talk about Saturday Night Live's main event. We'll also touch base with WWE SmackDown. Yeah, I'm gonna get you with that. You can get me with something else.
Damn it.
Just mention Mick Foley, and I'll you in a rage here.
Yeah,
But yeah,
interesting.
it's a fun weekend, and when we put this out, you guys have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. I know this is your bit, Tony, but go ahead, take us out. Or unless you want to talk about something else, I'm jumping the gun here.
No. You're good. No. And you know, and I think it just shows how excited you are as a wrestling fan for something that's going to be coming that has built up, even though some of the build up is not what you wanted, but still you're still glued to the TV.
Yep.
And you know, yeah, maybe it's we might have sounded a little bit like, oh man, this is the same old shit. But guess what? Some of this shit's real good.
Yeah.
Okay. We love wrestling. We enjoy it. Some of the things can be better. Yes. We're not, like Mondo, you mentioned it. We're not there. We're not experts. We're not, storytellers. But as a wrestling fan, as Miguel, as a wrestling fan, you want to see certain things. And this is why we have these type of conversations. This is why we get together and we talk about wrestling and we, have our opinions about what each match and how we feel things are going to happen. And, will it happen? We don't know. And if it's not, guess what? We're going to tell you. Yeah. And because as a wrestling fan, we want to see the best of the best occur. Mondo's already out there having a good time. Miguel, what are you looking forward to when it comes to the Saturday night's main event? Well, actually, we got SmackDown coming up, but regardless, we got Saturday night's main event. What are you looking forward to in that little event on Peacock?
Again, again, my biggest thing is just storylines. Catch like right now, I'm not emotionally involved in any of the promotions. I watch, but I'm just watching because most of the time I know what's gonna happen, or oh, I just watched these guys yesterday. So my thing is storylines. Catch me by and make me get me invested, through your wrestling, because again, we're just gonna see 80% for in the case of AEW, we just saw 80% of those matches happen on Wednesday. All you guys, that better be the bar on Sunday, because if y'all don't meet that bar, then it's a complete disaster for me.
So high hopes.
High hopes
from Miguel. Mondo, you have high hopes as well, and you just mentioned it. You said they're gonna knock it out of the park. You still feel the same way?
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I think it's again the go home angles. That's the way they see things, and that's the way they want to do it. Okay, just knock it out of the ballpark, and they've always done so since the first pay-per-view, man. So here's to another good Double or Nothing, and let's see if we get another surprise.
Yeah,
is it a new day?
We'll see. Who?
Yes, it is.
Gonna show up? Who?
It could be like you said, the good afternoon. I don't know, the good night.
With that being said, guys, this is probably where we will probably sign off for this week's episode. Again, we're just wrestling fans, just like you guys. We have opinions, and you guys do too. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, and then hopefully we can talk to you guys later on. And we'll get to see you guys on the next show. In the meantime, like Mondo said, have a great weekend. We'll probably do one more show before Double or Nothing to kind of recap Friday Night SmackDown and maybe Saturday night's main event. And from there, then we'll have our predictions for Double or Nothing. Once again, my name's Tony. Alongside my tag team partners, we got Mondo and I got Miguel, the California Rattlesnake.
Later, y'all.
This is the West Coast Trios, the wrestling podcast. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, y'all.